So excited to try these Swedish candies that have been all over TikTok.
Here is a Swedish candy review.
Swedish candy review!
Cultural diffusion refers to the spread of people, places, ideas, and innovations from one place to another.
Even if we don't realize it, diffusion affects us all in some way today.
The U.S. can be described as a melting pot for many different cultures.
For example, popular food in the U.S. represents many different cultures.
Have you ever heard of Swedish candy?
Swedish candy is a fun mix of candies that includes gummies, caramel, licorice, and marshmallows. The candy is sold in stores with bins that customers can pick and choose from, or is sold in a variety pack. The USA has adopted the candy from Sweden since it has gone viral on TikTok, demonstrating how diffusion can spread culture around the world. We asked students at New Trier if they've heard of Swedish candy, and here are the results.
Of course.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Saw it on TikTok.
On TikTok?
One of my friends.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
These are additional responses from a poll that were sent out to students. As you can see, most of the results are the same as in the poll and the video.
There are many different types of diffusion which have helped spread Swedish candy to the U.S. and throughout the world in some shape or form. Hierarchical diffusion is when an idea spreads from the most prominent individuals or businesses to others. Relocation diffusion occurs when people move from their original location to another and bring their culture with them. Contagious diffusion spreads like a disease and affects all individuals and places regardless of who they are or where they are. Expansion diffusion is when a cultural trait remains strong in the heart and expands outwards from it. Stimulus diffusion is when non-material culture is spread and encourages people to make their own new unique version of material culture. Hierarchical diffusion has affected Swedish candy because of influencers on TikTok encouraging social media users to purchase the candy. Relocation diffusion has affected Swedish candy because it's originally from Sweden and people have immigrated and brought the candy and their culture with them to the United States and other countries that they may immigrate to. Contagious diffusion affects Swedish candy because people have heard about Swedish candy through their friends, and because of these interactions, more people have learned about the candy and may be more inclined to buy it. Expansion diffusion has helped Swedish candy expand from outside the hearth because shops have opened in different locations from outside the hearth to expand their markets, and social media fuels people away from Sweden to buy the candy as well. American companies such as Bon Bon making their own Swedish candy companies is an example of stimulus diffusion. Furthermore, in Sweden, the candy was only eaten on Saturdays, but in the US, you can buy it at any time, showing how it has been modified.
The candy trend is an example of globalization. Over time, we've become more technologically advanced and have been able to share ideas faster and faster. Around the world can hear about an idea at the same time, no matter how far they are from the origin point, showing that globalization can cause time-space compression and it limits distance decay by creating more connectivity no matter what the distance. Swedish candy is one of the many trends on TikTok that has increased the popularity in a culture's product. Globalization has rapidly increased the demand for this product, and because the trend was so unexpected, the Swedish candy stores did not have enough supply to counter for the demand. This is an example of friction of distance. When people from the US want to buy the candy, it can take up to weeks to ship, and the shipping costs can be more than the product itself.
To defy this friction, many stores in the U.S. have stocked up on Swedish candy to gain customers. There are many Swedish candy stores that have gained customers from this trend in major cities like New York. And there are other local candy stores that have started to buy this candy due to its increased demand. 2 stores nearby are Fizz and Pop in Winnetka and Maddie's Market in Highland Park. They also use social media to share that they have followed this trend and have the product available. Ask the employees about how this trend has influenced their store, and this is what they said.
Talked to the owner of Maddie's Market, and she said that she found wholesalers like Bon Bon in New York to get the candy from. However, as it grew more popular, it got more expensive and took 5 to 6 weeks to ship. She reached out to someone in Norway to see if she could get the candy directly from the source. They are sending her a big shipment now, and she said if it works out, she will continue buying from Norway. She likes selling the Swedish candy because it brings a lot of people into the market that wouldn't have come into the shop in the first place.
Similarly, at Fizz and Pop, the employees said they buy the candy from a company in Pennsylvania, but they get it directly from Sweden. She also said that the business from the Swedish candy benefits them, and they have a lot of requests for the candy at their store.
Here are the pros of globalization. Access to different cultures and ideas allows people to access a wider variety of goods and services, can create more job opportunities, increase economic growth, encourages technological advancements, and gives local stores more business.
Here are some cons of globalization. First, a loss of cultural diversity due to global trends overshadowing local culture. Some countries can become dependent on the global market, which can leave the nation more vulnerable. It can also increase economic inequality, and some people may experience job displacement.
As trends start very quickly, they can also stop very quickly.
Even though Swedish candy has positively impacted so many people, it may not even be relevant in a few years or even months.
Thanks for watching!